Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are back after quite a break. I want to say thank you to anyone who is going to be viewing. And thank you to my wonderful players. We do have a bit of a roster change, uh, just temporary for tonight. Well, let's talk about that. Our player Pixel unfortunately could not make it tonight and will not be able to attend any more of these Monday night games as his work schedule has changed dramatically. We're very sad to see him go, but we will do our best to carry on because our postmen have a delivery to make and they're committed. So we have the lovely
in the
Jacob.
in the in the
Yes,
finest tradition of the postal service, right?
exactly. No rain, no snow, no sleet, no loss of our friends will slow us down. So let's push on for our folks in gray. All right, so let's do introductions. We'll do them in a sort of reverse clockwise order so we can introduce our guest for tonight, Jacob. So, Jacob, please tell us who you are and who you will be playing tonight.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's me. It's Jacob. I'm back. I was here once before and I left, and now I'm back. Uh, I am playing Sam Asbarellian the Ninth, former scion of House Asbarellian, current traitor to the Pentarchy, heretic, uh, overall complicated guy. And I'm so happy to be back.
Happy to have you. Thanks so much for jumping in short notice. Up next, Sinovia. Please tell us who you are and who you'll be playing tonight.
Hi everyone, I am Sinovia. Like usual, I am playing Catalina, a half-orc fighter who deeply supports the baby girlification of adult men.
It's truly the agenda of our time. Up next, we have Ace. Tell us who you are and who you'll be playing tonight.
Hi everybody, I'm Ace. Tonight I'll be playing Apollo, the Hobgoblin Ranger. He's just kind of a bit of a scrapper trying to figure out his place in life right now.
Which, rather unceremoniously, was recently in the belly of a corpse beast. But we'll get to that after we find out who Bonus Dad is and who he'll be playing tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bonus Dad, and I hang out here with these guys once in a while. We Bonus Mom 70 and I run a live stream on TikTok during the week in the mornings, and I will be playing Carrick Nailo, known as Nail, goes by Nail. He's a high elf rogue, and sort of keeps his own counsel. He's sly, slippery, but bellicose sort of a character.
Bit of a ne'er do well, and not in the wrong company, I think. I am Beast. I will be your dungeon master tonight as we embark in a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition-ish homebrew campaign set in my personal little fantasy world known as the Beast Wilds. So thank you for watching. And we have one rule here at my table. Don't be a turd. That goes to everyone. All right. So let us begin where we left off. Our perilous postmen had recently consumed their rations, having unfortunately added a little extra something in the form of a hypnotic mushroom known as squeef. This mushroom was cooked into everyone's rations, whereupon they fell into a hypnotic slumber, and each of them in turn had visions pertaining to a certain entity. Each of these entities individually enacting some form of terror or manipulation in their own sinister way. And upon waking, they were greeted by the censor antiquarian Tycho Habavian, who brought with him 4 men-at-arms, who he promptly dispatched into 4 directions, and were all murdered in the dark by sinister forces. As our perilous postmen attempted to peer into that unknowing darkness, they were assaulted by those very creatures known as night frogs. At first, a swarm of small little spawn leapt and crept and slithered up to attack them at their camp on the hill, where they had been fixing up their new wagon, unceremoniously taken from one dib halfling muncher. And when they noticed that their companion Apollo had fallen into a deeper sleep than the rest and had been dragged off, Saucy was able to pick up their tracks and lead everyone to the clearing in the crick where we had previously met Samuel Asbarelian, poster boy of the Postmen. And as they made their break to rescue Apollo, who had been swallowed by an enormous night frog tyrant, a hulking 15-foot corpse beast assembled from the devoured fallen of the other night frogs, split open, destroyed, our companion Apollo has now emerged, barely alive, but alive, thankfully, from the viscera of that tyrant. We stand here now in the clearing of the crick with our postmen, Catalina, Carrick Nail, Apollo, and Everard, when a sudden commotion from the trees. Everyone looks to see as the bushes part, and a beautiful, dappled stallion bearing one such, Samuel Asbarelian, emerges back into the clearing. So, Jacob, if you would please describe your character.
Yeah, atop this steed, once again, is this kind of still in very solid, well-maintained armor, but it's got dents and bumps and, the wear and tear of being out on the road, covered with the kind of splattered with mud and blood tabard of the Postmen, this gray and gold, with a splotch of like a royal blue kind of scattered around his uniform, maybe hanging here and there. Shock of, or just, this messy, now spiky mess of blonde hair over his head. Looks like he had a really nice haircut maybe a month and a half ago, but it has just grown out of control and not been maintained. Very thick, bushy beard. Face covered in relatively recent scars. Carrying a golden shield and a decently maintained longsword with a very heavy greatsword on his back.
And trotting very close behind is a 10-foot tall magical construct known as SAM, the System for Assisted Magic. SAM, as you players would recall, was in Everard's dream from a memory that had preceded these actions in joining the Postmen. Sam has appeared and sees everyone in the group, but immediately jogs forward, picks up Everard, not forcefully, kind of gently, as if cradling a small child or an animal, a pet. Sam looks around, sort of herky-jerky, machine-like, and in very, very swift action simply says, "I'm sorry, there's no time to explain, turns and runs off into the crick with Everard. The swiftness of his turn causes the air to catch at the flaps of Everard's enormous floppy captain hat, which slides off and lands gently in the middle of everyone's feet, next to the blossoming gore that Apollo is emerging from. And you are all left standing there back in that clearing as you tend to Apollo. So, tell me what happens.
And I feel like Jacob Sam has to be so disappointed in us. Like, he left us here and we've made absolutely no progress.
Yeah, Sam is very much like, oh, you're still here. Well, as he watches other robot Sam sprint off into the woods with this bundled undead halfling under his arm. He means well. I think. We had a short conversation. He seems nice.
Okay, that's better than what I thought it was.
Yes, I don't know. Maybe he lied. He may be violently insane.
And Niall says, where else would we be? It's been a little busy around here.
Right, yeah. Things look maybe worse for wear. And Sam hops off of Bucephalus, pats his mane, and hustles up to the, I assume, slumped over form of Apollo.
Yeah, Ace, Apollo has been through quite the ordeal, as you know. How is he doing? What's running through his head right now?
I feel like in his current state, it's probably more of a blur than anything. You know, I feel like there's... In fact, I would say with Sam being here, it's probably even more confusion. From his perspective, I would say time is now even in question in his head. Like, did he imagine some of this? Is this, like, what exactly happened, especially with the things that he's been tampering with as of recently? Like, now he's starting to call into question, like, did I make this up? Is this,
right?
Where
Because
am I? And
Apollo remembers Sam from Nazkashek, doesn't he?
Well, I was thinking not only that, but when we encountered him the first time when he left, and now being unconscious for a while, knowing he left at one point, we took our vote, and now finding him back here, I think he would call into question, like...
Different Sam, right.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. But I think he would kind of call into question, like, what exactly has happened? Like, did I dream up the things that I think I know? Is it all... and I think it's all just very hazy for him.
Yeah, Sam kind of looks to the others and goes, what happened? I see the giant rotting body monster here, but is he wounded? And Sam's kind of like patting his body around looking for wounds. Not with any real acumen. It seems like for all the skill Sam has at hurting people, he doesn't seem very good at helping the wounded. He is just kind of padding around looking for wounds.
He's not great. That thing totally ate him, and he was probably gonna die. I'm not great with medicine. I know enough to like bandage a cut and stuff like that, but if somebody wants to help me out, that would be great. We don't accidentally kill Apollo. We like him.
Yeah, so what do you guys think you do? Do you hang out here, outside the ruins of the Mercy Cormac Bard, or do you make your way back to camp to convalesce?
Niall says, if there's a stream or a pond around, we probably need to get Apollo over there and wash him off. besides
Not
that,
the worst idea.
not besides all the digestive juices on him that couldn't be good for him, he's a little bit aromatic.
Oh, good. I thought that was me. And
No,
Sam,
Apollo, your deodorant did not fail.
and Sam maybe looks around. Did he pass through like a stream or a creek or anything of fresh water while he was maybe doubling back to get back to the Mercy?
I think you guys are able to find a little creek, rivulet of some sort, not too far outside of the clearing, and you can take that clear, cool water and use it to bathe Apollo.
Yeah.
Nurse his wounds.
Yeah, wash him off, give him a little bit of a bath. Maybe some smelling salts under his nose to wake him up. Some Bucephalus, pee.
And you see this beautiful stallion horse, which none of you have seen a domesticated animal in a bit. Saucy being the closest thing in a while. Just literally pissed like a racehorse.
The smell should wake him up. He's got very aromatic.
It smell's gonna knock me out.
Sam covers his nose with a cloth.
Apollo, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh crap! I got a 4.
Apollo, upon smelling the bouquet of Bucephalus, Bucephapis, immediately conks out again, unconscious. And Ace, you are able to see through Apollo's eyes again these last quick cut images of the dream that Apollo had, same as everyone else from ingesting the squeef. And these flashing snippets of a dream start to coalesce into something more solid and memorable as you see Apollo sitting down in a vast void of starlight. You're seated next to a young woman, and her skin is like crystallized moonlight. And you almost can't look directly at her. She's so bright. But she's singing, and the song begins to interpret itself for you. As you begin to hear the words and a story is born out in your mind in images. And she begins to almost speak to you directly, as if in the first person. In the beginning, a lone creator spat forth the river of time. Not content to let it flow aimlessly, this mother of time bore 5 daughters. But we were unruly, and gifted with the powers of creation, the memory of all things from the river of time, we proceeded to flee. We 5 sisters fled our mother, hiding among the wilderness of our own imagination. Each sister secretly coveted the memory of all things which sprang from the river of time. My sister, Marisi, she bore the memory of the gale and the torrent. She began to dance across the wilds, collecting the faces of beasts and beings in order to claim their memories for her own. She always danced right on the edge of dawn, constantly escaping her sister's gaze. Tiamashtu would follow. She held the memory of fire and creation, and so she built a crucible to contain that fire and hold its light for all time. Her forge flame would light the wilds wherever she went, and thereby scare her inferior sisters into flight. Hathor came next. She chose to disguise herself in the shadows cast by Tiamashtu's flame, and she was content to be a scavenger of discarded memories. Sikawatl found her place in those dark recesses devoid of light or shadow, and she attempted her own memory of motherhood, but without the memory of love. The offspring she bore were nothing more than hideous monsters, who likewise only lived to consume and to be consumed. I alone bore witness to our mother's spite, her jealousy over our 5-fingered creations. I alone kept the memory of song, joy, music, and love. I thought to throw myself across her all-consuming presence, but I was betrayed by the greed and collusion of my sisters. Tiamashtu struck me fatally in her haste, and my 3 other sisters retreated deep into dark places in the wilds. I have been shattered. My light is weak. But as long as someone remembers, they will keep the memory of love alive. And that is my memory. And even as you can't quite force yourself to make direct eye contact on this figure, you see a starlit hand move to touch your forehead. And you hear the whispers, "Remember, remember, you are not alone." And Apollo wakes up in immense pain as everyone from the camp has now settled around, sloshing jugs of horse piss, smelling salts, leftover refuse from the goblin midden, anything they can to force Apollo back into consciousness. As Ace Apollo wakes up again, back safe-ish at camp with everyone else. So, you hear the chattering of your companions. Meatbone, maybe he just needs a few less limbs. You'll feel better, I promise. Captain Granelthy, the former Captain Granelthy, nah, that's not a good idea. I think maybe we just, I don't know, we could leave him here, keep pushing on, dead weight, if he's not gonna help. Well, that's my opinion. And, you are all now back at camp. Everard's captain's hat has found its way onto a stump next to the campfire. So,
behold your new captain. Sorry.
I mean, can't be any worse than I did, but, is he not, little guy didn't make it, or
Nabbed by a robot, I'm afraid. An automaton.
I know about half of those words, so,
A
I guess-
golem.
good or bad?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like him very much, so I guess that's fine. That's cool, right? We're cool. Everyone's cool.
No, not with
He
you.
seemed nice. I liked him. I would have liked him to still be here.
Granelthy, with her one good arm, begins to reach towards the captain's hat.
I just want to remind you that I did promise to eat you.
Cooked
Not in a
or
fun way.
raw?
Preferably cooked. Raw? No, I don't. No.
That's how you get diseases.
Exactly. I don't know what you have.
Meat bone.
Anyway, we'll put Apollo up on Bucephalus, and he'll be fine. And we'll take him to town.
Well, I'm glad you guys are back. Because I gotta tell you, this guy over here, Mr. Censor Pants, pointing at Tycho Harbavian, I think he ate some bad stew. He's been saying the craziest things. And you all direct your attention to the Censor Antiquarian, Tycho Harbavian, who is very clearly chemically augmented and just seems to be rambling a little bit. That's why you see, of course, if we can get all of these magical items back to the Censor Antiquarian, then it's really, we have the power to bring back the light. And a few hundred public executions is all we really need, I think, to bring back Flora's light. That's what we need to do. Yes. So we just need to get all of these postmen caravans safely to Pfuloropolis, and then once you all give your lives, we can have the light back. Yes. It's simple, really. It's foolproof.
Sam, just double takes to the rest of the group. He's with you?
He showed up here. And we didn't want to get arrested, so we've been nice to him.
Do you want me to take care of him?
What do you guys think? We could get more information before he is taken care of, so to speak.
Yes, well, it's really not but a half day's walk, a couple hours down the road. You're not too far from Dusty Springs. I was supposed to star in a little performance to open up one of the new businesses. Alas, my chorus seemed to have all been dispatched in the darkness. So, I suppose I shall have to execute Memorandum 414 once again, enabling the Censor Antiquarian to directly take control of any postman or postman adjacent faculty. So, I think we all go back to Dusty Springs, and well, I am volunteering you to be my stand-in thespians.
Gee, thanks.
Your accommodation is much welcome and completely unnecessary, for I do not value your opinion.
Likewise.
I'm gonna, since he's out of it, I'm just gonna take the wallet or the pouch of money that we failed to get the first time and toss it to Nail and be just like, he doesn't have to know about this. He can keep it.
Ah, yes, a rousing game. Throw the sack. I played it much as a child. So, in his ramblings, he has described to you that he is due for a certain performance, of which he is 4 actors short. back in Dusty Springs, and he is requesting that you all make great haste to get there and perform in this instead of his dead companions. So, what do y'all do?
So I feel like, albeit still pretty out of it, the one thing that Apollo would key into there is, and even if it's like slightly out of context, I think he would kind of look to the rest of the group. Did that guy just say he's gonna execute all the postmen? Because that would be us.
Yes, he did.
He did say that. He, in his rambling, he talked about how the caravans of postmen who were hauling all of these magic items to this destination, of which you were the final caravan bringing up the rear, are all being sent to the same place, Pfuloropolis, where the censor antiquarian are hoarding magical items, seemingly out of the belief that enough magic stuff in one place, which is paired with a series of public execution rituals, of which Everard, the last time that happened was how Everard died. It's known as a bloodless ritual, and it involves the exsanguination of dozens and dozens of people at once.
Yeah, so I think Apollo at this point would be, I mean, he's definitely still not up to par at this point, but like, I feel like he would kind of make his best effort to stand and kind of hobble more or less over towards this guy, like not getting too close because he's not so confident in his own strength at this point. But I think he would reach for his hip to pull his dagger and kind of point it at this guy before looking to everybody else and go, why are we letting this man lead us to our death? What exactly did I miss in all of this?
Oh, no thank you. I have a dagger.
And I think I'm just gonna pull Ace back, Apollo back just a little bit and be like, we're not letting him, like, I feel like that's the first time he's mentioned that we're all gonna, like, walk to our deaths. Didn't know that part before. But, I think if we just take what we can from him now, we can get rid of him later. We don't have to. We don't even have the magical items. Give them to the pirates. It's not, even if he tries this, it's not going to work. I would just rather not be in the large population of people he's going to murder.
I mean, I think Apollo just kind of gestured towards the general area and he goes, but if we're all the way out in the creek, nobody comes here. Why not have an accident right now and not risk our, like, even if this guy is talking nonsense, why are we taking this risk? Like, I feel like I'm missing something.
My main thought right now is that people are expecting him. Like, people are expecting him in Dusty Springs. We kill him now, somebody's gonna come looking for him, and he found us, which means other people can find us. So we can bring him to Dusty Springs, and then maybe
what's our tie to him? Like, why? I mean, so what if people go looking for him? There's nothing saying that we encountered him.
I don't know. Maybe we should play along with him for a little while to see what. Maybe we could find out a little bit more intelligence about what's up. You know, it's a long way from Dusty Springs to Pfuloropolis. So
I think.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I think with that, Apollo just kind of puts his dagger back to his belt and kind of slumps over against the stump and just kind of shakes his head. He goes, I guess you guys are more versed than I am. I guess I'm in, and just kind of like, not necessarily gives up, but like he just fully doesn't understand at this point.
At the news of like postmen are being taken to be executed, Sam looks kind of like downward for a moment and his eyes are kind of darting around in thought, and he runs over to the former captain and sits him down. He's like, how many postmen in total were with the caravans?
Oh, geez. Let's see. Including us, there were 36 caravans leaving from Jafrune City. That's 8 per team, plus, a handful of the express lads and ladies bringing up some of the extra stuff. I mean, I
Ballpark
think,
300.
I think about 360, something about that.
All right. And Sam is going to try and dirt in the stick, quick math out how quickly, like if they have reached, Dusty Springs in the last fortnight, how where would they be on the road to Pfuloropolis at this point?
Uh,
And that might be an intelligence check.
So a lot of it's sort of staggered. They let multiple caravans sort of out at days and days leading out. Their capacity to sort of pack, organize, and push off wasn't every single caravan at once. So some of them are probably almost there by now. The ones that started out much earlier. The ones that started out a little bit closer to you guys, it seems that the last few caravans, at the very least, seem to have been robbed by pirates. Some of them seem to have attempted their way through the creek and have not been heard from. And maybe, best guess, maybe half of them will make it.
Got it. All right. And Sam is trying to figure out how many people can I save. And he's all right. And he looks up at the Censor Antiquarian. Goes, for the purpose of I have stage fright. How many people will we be performing in front of, Censor?
Oh, well, I expect it's a delightful crowd, full house. I'm sure the auditorium seats several dozen.
Several dozen, of course. And who all will be in attendance? Just the ramshackle peasantry of the town, or will we be having distinguished guests among
Oh,
us?
certainly not. This will be an occasion for the ages. It is, of course, the opening play, penned by none other than himself, Blavio Snimthbart of the Imperial Bond. What a fascinating fellow, and a dear friend. He has opened a new, shall we say, an exotic dancing arena in the town of Dusty Springs. It's supposed to be quite the feat. And in these dark times, couldn't we all use a little gilded light?
Of course. Could we mayhaps see the script early so that we can prepare once we arrive?
Well, yes, I have not yet seen this script. It is apparently quite secret. As far as I know, Blavios Nymphbard himself has not yet laid eyes on it, which is quite unusual, seeing as he claims to have penned it entirely by himself. I believe Apollo would hear the name Blavios Nymphbart, and
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to double check, that is in my possession, correct?
that is your final paper for delivery.
Which is what I thought. I think with that, and at this point, I think there is, with a mix of confusion and defeat, and not entirely sure what's going on or who to trust. But remembering that, we had all kind of agreed that at the very least we can trust Sam. I think he pulls out the the satchel that he's had and pulls the key out that he's kept stashed away, and he kind of just tosses it like very lackluster at Sam. Like he just doesn't have the strength to like really make it there, and then kind of just nods towards it and goes, "I think what you're looking for is in there."
Sam catches it and nods graciously. Right. I think I might have a bit of an idea. And Sam turns back to the Censor Antiquarian and goes, Lord Tycho, you must rest. You seem to have eaten some less than well-cooked food. We'll watch after the camp for you while we get ready to set out.
Oh, that's quite well, Captain. You know, you've grown about twice in height since I last saw you. And you are a halfling. It's quite unusual. Yes, strange things these days. He holds up the radiant sphere that he had previously activated, and he kind of clunk clunk. It starts to woo, 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 and he clunk clunk shuts it off again. Yes, so funny. I had a colleague that forgot to turn one of these off, and it exploded. Anyway, good night.
All right. And Sam turns towards the others and maybe steps a little bit away. He goes, all right. If this is the play, then we can see what the message is. And we can take according action. If there is some powerful players in the audience tonight, we may be able to lash out against the Pentarchy. Though I can't say that your safety will be guaranteed. You'll be making some very powerful enemies. We may also, and he kind of puts the packet maybe in his satchel, and goes, save whatever retinue of postmen still remain at Dusty Springs and motivate some action across the Pentarchy in uniting the post under a singular purpose of standing against the Censor Antiquarian. Though I can't force any of you to do this. This would be an entirely volunteer measure, and once again, I can't promise your safety.
It's not like it's the first document we've doctored.
That is a long-standing tradition with these postmen.
And then we can stomp in shithead's brains over here, and Sam gestures towards Tycho.
I think Apollo would then kind of gesture towards Sam and be like, I think that's the first reasonable thing I've heard in a long time.
All right. So y'all have had a chance to read through the script, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if you guys would like to attempt this performance, all we really need to do is make the assignments for the cast. So I'll tell you what I had in mind, and if you wanted to shuffle to something else, I'm sure with a couple of crafty persuasion checks, you may be able to finagle that. But just so everyone knows what they're looking at, or what to focus on if you want to focus down, the assignments that I had in mind will be Catalina as will be playing the part of Sabine the Pirate Queen, the Gold Death. Meatbone will be playing the White Traitor, Samuel Hesperelian. Nail will be playing the Purple Predator, known as Davin, the Dark Hunter. And Apollo will be playing the Bloody Devil, Melody, the Tiefling Troubadour. And last but not least, King Kaiser will be played by Samuel Esbrelli.
Fit in.
So, do y'all want to push on to Dusty Springs and see what all the hubbub is about? Have a chance maybe to interrogate Tycho Harbavian on the way for any additional tidbits? What say you? Okay, we have one eye.
I think from Apollo's perspective, he's really just kind of following the majority right now because he's really not sold on the idea of doing anything that the Censor Antiquarian has told us to do or said that we should do. Like, I mean, this is like in his head, this is quintessential. Hey, right there's a trap, but we're going to walk that way anyway. And like everything that he has ever learned, everything he's ever experienced says, don't do this.
It does seem like a terrible idea, doesn't it? You've all been drafted into what is assuredly a play specifically, deliberately written as propaganda to perpetuate a specific perspective, the perspective of those in power. Once you get to Dusty Springs, you'll be shuffled up onto that stage. So make no mistake, the Censor Antiquarian are dangerous because of their access to magic, which they don't fully understand and they do not care. So this is I think where the path could diverge. You could use this, like Sam said, as an opportunity, maybe to throw in some sneaky hits at the powers that be, or you could fully go off script and say, you know what, this isn't for us. It's time for us to make our own way forward. It's up to you guys.
Question.
Yes.
How much does Catalina know about the workers of Dusty Springs?
Catalina, I think, would have a working familiarity of Dusty Springs, and the fact that it hosts, until recently, it hosted only 2 establishments. Both of them were saloons, and their primary trade is sex work. The inhabitants of Dusty Springs get by not because they have arable land or source of mineral deposits, or the fact that even that they're situated in a place that's advantageous for trade. There is nothing important about Dusty Springs, and the only reason anyone ever goes there is for a fun little fling.
Vegas.
It is a very sad proto-Vegas. It is Vegas without the glitz or the glamour or the dancing girls or the music or the culture or the food.
It's just the worst part of Vegas
Yes.
concentrated into a tiny
Yes.
town.
Kind of like Deadwood Redux.
Exactly. Think your classic two-way dirt road intersection western town. Nothing but wooden ramshackle huts everywhere. 2 saloons on opposite catty corners of the only intersection in town. Each of them with peeling paint and just the air of desperation for customers.
Yeah, I think at this point it kind of sets in, and Paulo kind of takes a deep breath before looking at everybody and goes, "Guys, I gotta be honest. I don't know that I have the attachment to this that you guys do. Like, I'm all for, stopping bad people doing bad things, but I don't know that I can risk myself right now. I got somebody important I gotta find, and I feel like I I feel like there's something else out there for me, and it doesn't necessarily involve trying to overthrow this particular situation right now. Like I don't necessarily want to abandon anybody or leave you guys high and dry. I mean, from, and he kind of gestures towards Sam, what we're being told, I mean, this could be a pretty extreme situation, and I mean, if I slip up now and it all gets thrown away, then it was all kind of for naught.
What if we just don't? What if we go to Dusty Springs? We just don't put on the show. I'm assuming this new establishment is taking customers from the old establishments. And I know I wouldn't be too happy about someone stealing my customers. So, we can just have the actual Dusty Springs, like, locals put on a show. It doesn't have to be this show. This script doesn't have to get delivered. We can just have a bunch of hot guys on stage.
That could be fun. That being
Yeah.
said, and Sam kind of shifts a little bit. He goes, your first responsibility should be to yourself and to those you love. I will not ask you to follow us into what is almost certainly a trap. But know that if you do, I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. And that if you do as well, you will be helping to save the lives of hundreds of postmen who will die.
I think he kind of takes another sigh, and I think probably fairly concealed at this point yet. He's probably got his hand over specifically the pommel of his dagger. And I think he kind of just is sitting there, like, holding it for a minute before he lets out a sigh, and he goes, all right, I guess we've come this far, and the whole reason I'm here is because somebody didn't help save us when we needed it, so I'm in. But let's try and make it out of here alive, all right, guys?
Yeah. I doubt any of us are planning on dying.
I have a suggestion. If we get on stage with this thing, it's going to be like Reader's Theater, and this is going to be like a cold reading. But we can do a read through to see what his reaction is and make our decision from there.
I like that idea. We can always cut off what we don't need.
I haven't put on a play since I was in the Mercy, but I'm more than willing to give it a try.
All right. You all set up around the campfire. Tycho Harbavian has fallen off of his stool and is in the fetal position in the mud, asleep. You all hunker around the flickering campfire light as Apollo unfurls the scroll of this play script. Would anyone like to read out the title of the play? I can always do it if there are no volunteers.
I'll do it. I think Catalina kind of looks at the scroll and is like, the heroic martyrdom of the Lord High Lord King Kaiser, Shepherd of the Netherfolk. What?
Potentate.
Oh no, I know what the word is, but
Okay.
I feel like she's very much like, this isn't okay. This is very obviously propaganda. Like, he's not the potentate of Agros. He was honestly probably a dick.
He was. That's why I killed him.
Oh, I forgot about that. Forgot
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah, I was. It's about, I think I'm in this.
Oh, look! There's a part for Sam! I want to be Sam! Can I?
Sure.
Oh, joy!
Apollo being the only one, I think, genuinely concerned. Like, he kind of looks up at Sam and goes, nobody's gonna, like, recognize you, right? Like, this isn't, we're not just walking in with a red flag in the air, are we?
They know that I have blonde hair. That's it. Oh, and that I was a postman. So,
So,
Sam,
blonde hair guy walking in with a bunch of postmen isn't gonna, like,
there are plenty of blonde postmen. I know at least half a dozen
fair enough.
to 6, give or take.
plus it's dark. Oh,
I
boy.
can wear a wig.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you do have a wig!
I don't know if feels out the wig of distraction.
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
I didn't know that there was a wig.
There is not only is there a wig, it's actually absolutely perfect for this. Synovia, would you like to tell Sam what the wig of distraction does?
Yes, so the wig of distraction is a wonderful little wig that I acquired. It is magical. And it gives people disadvantage on perception or insight checks against anyone who's wearing it. It is a wonderful braided masterpiece. Think Cleopatra, but covered in golden beads. It is perfect for Sam.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited.
Honestly, I've never been happier that I got a wig as a magic item.
This is perfect. I totally didn't plan this. Love it when it comes together like this. This is what D&D is all about, folks. You all see Sam put on an incredibly eye-catching wig that immediately makes his face almost blurry. It's so distracting.
Does it work with my complexion? Does it bring up my eyes?
What eyes? I can't stop looking at it. It's so beautiful.
Sam, like JoJo poses.
6 inches off the ground.
Well, I guess we all better get into costume. Well, could I maybe? And Meatbone points at your shield at the Brightwood board, Sam. I just want to hold it.
Sam is very like hesitant at this point. Like all the levity kind of like drains for a second. And he goes, "Okay, if you try and run, I'll kill you."
Fair's fair.
And he takes the Brightwood board and very slowly hands it over to me.
Meatbone grabs it
Meatbone.
and immediately. Oh, that's the real deal. So if I'm gonna be Sam, I got my shield. Well, Nail, if you're gonna be the purple predator, maybe you need some face paint or like a whole bunch of belts or something. So I'll read out the descriptions for each of the cast members, and what I'd like you all to do in this moment is just to think of a way that you can try to, using whatever you have right here, right now at the camp, to dress up a little bit. We're doing some real like dirt poor dollar store cosplay. So the Gold Death, Sabine the Pirate Queen. Your direction for your costume is bloody designs, which are seemingly drawn on all over your flesh, in a perversion of gilded lily tattoos. So swirling, sort of floral type patterns. Gold embroidered leather, straps and buckles galore, gold makeup, lipstick, and eyeshadow specifically, and gold weapons in both hands. For the white trader, Sam Esberelian, a white military dress uniform, enormous shoulder pads, a gold shield and sword, lots of little badges and flair, and just generally kind of a Napoleonic vibe. For Nail, the purple predator, purple face paint, a long silver wig, thanks Sephiroth, black leather with lots of buckles, a left hand only gold sequin glove, and a golden glaive or greatsword. For the Bloody Devil, which is Apollo, as Melody the Tiefling, red face paint, a raggedy silk kimono, a high-pitched shrieky voice, demonic horns, and a golden flute or pipe. And for the Lord High Lord King Kaiser himself, the costume calls for very heavy drag-style makeup, a shimmering gold kimono, golden high heels, and a gilded mitre hat, which is the funny little hat, that the tall thing that a pope wears.
Pope hat.
Pope hat. So, Sam is putting on the wig of distraction. Meatbone has borne the Brightwood board. So, tell me, how is everyone else preparing their body for embodying their characters?
Well, as we've been traveling, I would imagine at least a handful of spots when he was able, Apollo would have collected some blood yams, and he had definitely collected some sweetbriar. So he'd probably put together some red dye, and then fashion the thorns of the briar into some kind of horns, and kind of find. I'm thinking some kind of tarp, some kind of extra linen. I mean, it doesn't have to be great if it's supposed to be raggedy, and dye that red as well to kind of makeshift his outfit together.
Yeah, you take Captain Granolthy's sleeping bag, and you just take your old gold knife and start shredding it up. Throw it on. That's okay. You can.
It's for a good cause, I assure you. Good cause.
Can't cross my arms, because, what, you know.
Listen, you're making a noble sacrifice at this point. It's going to work out great.
Wonderful. Ace, take inspiration.
I think if there's any of the red dye that Apollo has left, Melody's just going to start finger painting her own skin.
Nice.
Just to make the designs.
I think Serena's helping, too.
Between the two of us, we get it done.
You know, this is just like that one job we got. You know, the freaky one who was all about the body paint. You know, I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. He was just weird.
Tough customer.
He paid out.
You know, actually, we probably have a handful of the forged ink left too. That would probably work as some gold paint as well.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On that, Sam reaches into a side saddle pack hanging on Bucephalus and pulls out a little sealed container, and he twists the top and reveals a little tub of aggrossed glitter. He goes, "Well, I've got a little something from Silver Sun," and he begins to kind of like rub it on his face to kind of like accentuate like contours and stuff.
Big eyes, big eyes.
Yeah, to really get the Kaiser vibe.
Gotta cut that crease, bro. Wonderful. Yes, Jacob, Sam, take inspiration. Bonus Dad, how is Nail preparing for his soon-to-be debut on the small stage?
Well, along the way, he has collected some berries that were sort of purple, might be pokeberries, might be something like blackberries, and he was snacking on those, and his fingers, he noticed, is already kind of purplish. So he said, "Aha, that's something I can use." And so he takes a few and crushes them up and sort of paints them on his face, but almost like in a camouflage pattern.
Ooh.
So if he were hiding in the bushes, if he had something dark over his silvery hair, because he already has silvery hair as a high elf, you wouldn't. He might be able to hide somewhere.
Beautiful.
He's already in dark clothing, and so he says, "Can I have some of that gold paint? I think I don't have a long glove, but if I painted some of that stuff on my left arm, it might look like one."
Oh, for sure. Here you go.
Nice.
Hey, thanks. And so he's kind of,
It's expensive. Be careful.
hey, let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
And Nail, while your face is muted and, helps to keep the light from reflecting off of you with your new camo face paint, your left arm is the exact opposite. Like, almost as if you had liquefied a disco ball and you stuck your arm down to the elbow in it, and it just came out like all reflective and shiny.
It's like a golden snake.
Yes. Everyone, if I didn't mention it, you have inspiration. Wonderful. So, we go to Act 1. The Silver Sun Parade Party. And for the read-through, so the stage direction says that upstage is essentially KK's tower balcony, which is a center stage platform, as written on the script, and that King Kaiser will be seated up there, center stage, upstage, and next to him will be Nail as the Purple Predator, and a chorus. Downstage, close to the folks, is going to be a set of parade Streets of Agros, the Silver Sun Parade. Stage left, we have the White Trader, played by Meatbone. And sharing a costume, a clockwork dragon costume, will be the Gold Death and the Bloody Devil, Catalina and Apollo. So, we enter on King Kaiser admiring the parade that he has thrown for the citizens of Agrost, leading up to the celebration of Silver Sun, which renews the moon every 500 years or so. And we start off with King Kaiser.
Sam kind of looks at the script and I look down now upon all my tender flock, and rejoice at the merriment I modestly provide to all. I may drain my coffers of gold and glitter, but a child's happiness is a priceless gift. Truly, my wealth is of the spirit. He was not this nice. And Sam passes the script.
Up next, Purple Predator, Nail.
My mistresses, the sisters of fate, have hidden from the observer's light far, far too long. With this curse, I corrupt even the purest of your champions, and together we will bring about an age of darkness. Ye dabble, mambo, squeakies, that'll boo, curse, curse, curse.
We see King Kaiser and his chorus watching the parade from center stage, while the white traitor Meatbone marches in place downstage, followed by the Bloody Devil and the Gold Death in a dragon costume, recreating that fateful parade of the Silver Sun. Let's see here. Reeling as if struck. Ugh! Oh no, a curse! I shall be the new king of Agrost. Wow, you said that, Sam? And all shall beg for the benevolence of King Kaiser. Mwahaha! The postmen taught me how to kill, and now I will usurp them as my own private army. Wow, you got some big plans, Sam. Holding his gold shield aloft, with both hands, I invoke the Twisted Sisters of Fate for unholy power. Corrupt the shield of the post, this shield that protects all people. Bend it to my murderous will, and by unleashing its inherent violence, I will subjugate the meek and innocent to my selfish cause. Oh, looks like we lost someone. Oh, looks like Jacob might have fallen out.
We lost Jacob, yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well,
He's offended that his character's been portrayed in such light. He
Sam?
will not stand for this.
Where did Sam go? Okay, he's jumping in just a second.
I will say, I wonder how Blavio is going to react knowing that the kimono that Melody was in, it was his design.
That will be interesting. Okay. So I think this will be actually a good place for us to just take a couple minutes. Not a great place, but take a couple minutes so that Jacob can jump back in. And we will see you all in a few minutes once we're set up and ready to continue our script reading. Oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. Jakob, how we doing? Oops, nope, okay. You go here. Nope. You go here. Yep. Haha!
I'm the DM now.
So, do folks want a few minutes break, or should we push on through?
Yeah, I'd like a break.
Okay, let's take a couple minutes, and we'll get back to our script reading. We'll see y'all soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello! Welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience. We have had technical difficulties, difficult difficulties, easy difficulties, and completely undifficult difficulties, but we are pushing through with our propaganda play, Cold Reading. So, Act 1 of our heroic martyrdom of the Lord High Lord King Kaiser, the Silver Sun Parade Party. King Kaiser made a magnanimous announcement about how his wealth was of the spirit, because he is truly happy to spend all of his material wealth on the people that he shepherds, which we know to be fabulously false. The Purple Predator has lobbed a curse from the darkness, emboldened by the Sisters of Fate, at the White Traitor, Sam Asbarellian, who leads the parade downstage. As he marches in place, struck by the curse, he seems to rise up and, holding a golden shield, the Brightwood board aloft, invokes the Twisted Sisters of Fate for unholy power, and to corrupt this shield, this symbol of protection for the common folk. And to bend it to my murderous will, and by unleashing its inherent violence, I will subjugate the meek and innocent to my selfish cause. Wow, Sam, you're kinda hardcore.
It's like looking in a mirror.
And before he starts singing, we're not going to take
it. The stage light goes off. The audience gasps. Stage light back on. The Bloody Devil and the Gold Death speaking in unison from inside the Clockwork Dragon. So, Ace and Synovia, see if you can read those 3 lines together.
Yeah, this will work great over the internet. I'm so confident right now.
It's gonna be great through Zoom.
Do you want me to give you a 3, 2, 1, or
Do it. Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Roar! I am awakened by forbidden magics. I live to kill. I must destroy.
That was really good.
That was great, actually. Crouching, hidden upstage, the Purple Predator.
Lo, my terrible plan succeeds. I have corrupted their purest champion. He will betray his kin and country and aid me in covering the world in eternal darkness. The children of the Deathless Twin shall inherit the wilds from their faithful Pfuloropolis cousins.
Nice.
Roar! I am now magic. I am also now evil. Which is like my favorite line for the record.
Audience gasps, cries. King Kaiser looking at the Clockwork Dragon.
Saints above! The whimsical parade float I commissioned has been brought to life and seeks murderous actions upon my faithful flock. I will sacrifice my own vitality to ensure the prosperity of my sheep. By the light of the silver sun, I call the wicked into mine own chambers. I demand all devils take an audience before me.
The chorus rises to a crescendo. The spotlight narrows down on King Kaiser. Lights out. Everyone off stage into the wings, except King Kaiser, who stays. Act 2. King Kaiser's final prayer. Upstage, King Kaiser's throne dais, where King Kaiser is standing in front of the throne. Behind him, the chorus. Downstage is no longer the streets of Agrost where the parade trundles by. It is now the floor of King Kaiser's audience chamber, where the Bloody Devil, the White Traitor, the Gold Death, and the Purple Predator begin off stage behind curtains. Lights up. The White Traitor and the Gold Devil emerge from stage left. Or the Gold Death. The Bloody Devil and the Purple Predator come from stage right. The Bloody Devil tooting a flute violently.
I am the Bloody Devil, child of the fallen sun. I have drunk deeply the essence of ancient evil, and its stains lie heavy on my flesh. I have lived a life of twisted solitude and demand all creatures share my sadness. Your pious beauty will be stained blood red by my hateful and lonely curse.
The Gold Devil the Gold Death swinging their weapons about gaily. The chorus begins to fall down, one by one.
King Kaiser, I am the Gold Death. I was one of your enlightened gilded lilies, but rejected your gifts. Now I spread chaos and rebelliousness across the wilds. My life, lived in spite of faithful ways, will wither the ranks of your faithful and destroy your defenseless and innocent gilded lilies.
Oh, those poor gilded lilies. They're so innocent and defenseless. The White Traitor skipping in a belligerent fashion. I am the White Traitor. Forbidden magics entered my mind and turned me against Pfuloro's will. I now turn the Postman's magical shield against you. Its violent evil shall command a pedestrian horde to tear down Agrost's walls, and never again will Pfuloro's light be renewed. The Purple Predator wiggling their behind murderously.
Okay. I am the Purple Predator. Long have I schemed in the darkness beneath the wilds. The Sisters of Fate have promised the wiles to my dark elven brethren. With your death we snuff out the light of faith, ensuring the safety of darkness for our nefarious rise.
Lights change to red. Boom, boom. Audience gasps. Thunder rumbles. Woo. KK, the dead chorus, all lying down, begin to shake his robe to simulate a strong wind.
The silver sun has filled my heart, and I feel Pfuloro's presence so near to us. With my final breath, I chance to sing this ultimate prayer to renew our blessed Pfuloro's dying light.
The lights flickering, changing color rapidly.
O you soul greatly majestic, behold me as I beckon thee. I open, and this is in bold, the way forward, so that I may drive away the darkness. I am beloved by the faithful under your watchful gaze. Prepare the spotlight for me. Pass for me, shit.
Spotlight, King Kaiser. The White Traitor, the Bloody Devil, the Purple Predator, and the Gold Death ascends the stairs to the throne, walking upstage with weapons raised against King Kaiser. The lights go out. All actors exit stage. Lights up for applause. Chorus changes outfits and returns to center stage. Act 3, or the curtain call. The chorus, returning to the stage, rises up and begins an elaborate choreographed dance routine. 5 dancers, wearing gold, silver, red, white, and black outfits respectively. The black, red, and white dancers hold hands in a triangle while facing each other, spinning in a circle. The gold dancer is in the middle of the spinning dancers, arms raised up into the spotlight. The silver dancer is at the top of the steps where KK once stood, King Kaiser, alternating between arms outstretched and pointing to the skies and then downstage to the dancers. Excuse me. The gold dancer begins facing the audience, but slowly rotates in the opposite direction of the black, red, and white dancers as they spin, until facing upstage towards the silver dancer. Once the gold dancer faces upstage, the silver dancer begins to slowly squat, kneel down, and lies face up while slowly sliding headfirst on their back down the steps of the dais. The silver dancer acts as if hanging upside down, unmoving, the arms dangling past their head down the lower steps. The black, red, and white dancers break hands and reform into a chain, a hand chain from the gold to the silver, holding hands with both of them. Gold, red, white, black, and silver in that order. The chorus shouts in unison, and I think we should all say this in unison. So, everyone sees what we're going to read? Pfulora lies bloodless? Yep. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Pfulora lies bloodless. Only our faith can renew her. End of performance. Enter Blavio and cast to take bows on stage. At which point, there would, by the creator himself, Blavio, he would take bows, accept flowers and applause, and he would likely explain the moral of his story. What do you guys think the moral of this story is? As written.
Blavio's a terrible author.
Don't tell him that.
That a 3-act structure is supposed to go on longer than 5 minutes. Also, Wraith isn't in this. There was another person there. She's not in here at all. Sam is like pointing out at the script.
Well, she must not have been important.
She was possessed by Pfulora.
Why would they leave that out?
I guess that, maintain the narrative, I suppose. Does anyone have, like, a cat mask? Sorry, it's not relevant. It is, but...
It's relevant historically. If we're messing up this play, it probably isn't as relevant. So,
Sam has pointed out that there is a missing actor in this historic narrative. A tabaxi named Wraith, who was possessed by a fragment of the spirit of what the cult of Saint Pfulora believes to be Saint Pfulora. And at that mention, Ace, Apollo's dagger pommel, begins to beat as if a quickening heartbeat.
Well then, on an off chance, I rolled a sleight of hand to see if I could cover it up. I got a natural 20 for a total of 27. I think he's still a little concerned that he doesn't so much want the others to know that he stole this. So I think at like the first sign of change, he kind of covers it up, just like, kind of with the ball of his fist. So like it may not even be perfect, but like he just very quickly kind of covers it. But I think with that cueing off, I think he would kind of use that as a segue as he looks to Sam and goes, so that the last part where they were talking about, the 5 different deities there, and did any of that seem off to you?
There weren't 5 deities in the room when we killed Kaiser.
But like as a story, I mean, like you guys seem to know a little more about this stuff than I do. Like, did any of that not seem quite right?
None of it is right. This is all wrong. Well, the dragon was evil for a little bit. the first time, but the second time we did it, the dragon wasn't evil.
I
It was
don't.
the third time.
Did you have
It's-
some of that stew, Sam?
No, sorry. I can give me the shield. And Sam like reaches over
No.
for it. I explained it before. We were, kind of on a repeat for a little bit, doing this. The dragon was manipulated by one of Kaiser's lieutenants. Once we removed said lieutenant from the equation, the dragon was easier to manipulate, and it was part of killing Kaiser. Otherwise, it would have killed many innocent people. And that is something that I actually, and Sam kind of like sits down and goes, sorry, I keep talking. I just like to hear my own voice. The Silver Sun ritual was heralded with mass death. The death of hundreds of Agrosti citizens. If there is going to be a concentration of magical items at Pfuloropolis and a mass execution of Postmen, I fear that they may be trying to do whatever it was Kaiser was trying to do again, or some follow-up or variation. I think that, and Sam kind of like stops and goes, I've been thinking that there may be more at stake than a few hundred postmen.
Yeah, I kind of have that feeling too. Guys, I got a confession to make. And I think at that, Apollo would pull his dagger and kind of stick the blade end into the dirt out in front of him to kind of put the pommel on display and let everybody kind of just openly see that he's definitely taken this. This wasn't doing anything like this before. It wasn't until we started talking about all this that this thing kind of reacted, and even the first time I touched it, it seemed to have a pretty significant reaction to me.
And you all see, embedded in the pommel of the old gold dagger, is the black crystal which Apollo had snuck out of the mural in the ruins that you had seen earlier. This is one of the 5 crystals, of which one of the others attempted to, a ruby attempted to infiltrate Catalina's mind. Well, I'll be the first to say, that's very clearly forbidden magic, and we wouldn't want certain sleeping people to see that, would we?
No, the question becomes, knowing what we know, how do we forestall this plan or thwart the plan? One way would be to get rid of this napping dude here, I suppose. And it's almost like seems to me that who knows next to nothing about this, that there is that this play is, if it's put on in front of people, it's almost like a signal, either signaling something that's about to happen or containing enough coded messages to call people to this action. So, I could be wrong about that. Like I said, I come late to this with this group, and so there's just my I don't know, feeling about it. Anyway, That's all I got.
No, you've got a point. There was a musician at Agrost who played a song during, I can't remember his name, but he was old and he was creepy.
Sorrel Flector.
Sorrel Flector, there it is, popped into my head. He played a song during the ritual that caused the Silver Sun incident. And I don't know if it was what we did changed it and brought on the skies of shadow, or if this is something else entirely, but the music, the verbiage, and Sam is looking through and he goes, the way forward was never something that Kaiser said. He never brought up any mention of this. And I spoke to Kaiser on many occasions. I fear that this is whatever signal they're looking for, or the final incantation of whatever ritual this may be.
And Sam, you would remember that King Kaiser was not the person who cast the spell. That it was, in fact, the abbot Ojorian, the lost emperor himself, who cast that spell.
Who were the original keepers or users of magic, and why do the what do they call them? What do you call them?
The Censor Antiquarians?
Center Antiquarians. Why are they trying to round it all up? Well, I kind of understand why they want to round it all up. They want to keep it from whoever was using it before, but who was, where are they now, and how can we perhaps put them back in their rightful place?
So you would all know or have heard rumors or be able to critically piece together the facts that in all of your lifetimes, magic has not been a normal, accessible thing. It's been something that the wealthy and the powerful have had access to in extremely confined circumstances. And the Censor Antiquarian, for the last 50 years or so, has been monopolizing all magic across the Beast Wilds. And this big push to collect even the magic as far down as Jafrune City, outside of their sort of imperial sway, which you know was done with political favors, because the Jafrune Prince Zephriri is now the replacement for the King Kaiser. Zephriri of Jafrune is now part of the Norvean imperial bond, which means he's one of the ruling members of the Pentarchy. He is one of the Saintly Six, which essentially means he is the king of Agrost now. So, political, high-level favors. The powerful conceding to the powerful in order to consolidate power from snout to butt of the Beast Wilds, from rooter to tutor. So now that these two great sort of hegemonic powers, which dictate the lives of countless people in the Beast Wilds, are conspiring to focus all magic in the hands of the Censor Antiquarian, essentially relinquishing their ability to defy them. As Postmen delivering some of those magical items, which, you may have misplaced a few, you may have gotten a few, who's counting? You have heard it from the Censor Antiquarian's mouth that this was all orchestrated in order to, based on the recent revolts at Agros of the Nether folk, aided by the Postmen, to suppress the Postmen and their ability to be a unifying force of resistance, to remove the capacity, the magic, the capacity for danger to that scheme from the world, and to then concentrate it in what seems to be a complete last-ditch effort to correct the shadowed skies and to bring back light. Now, you all know that your final delivery date, the deadline that you've been given, is the final day, or rather the dawn of the first day of the season of silence, which is a 5-day period at the end of the year, immediately preceding the season of storms, which we're in. And this season of silence, or the silent season, these 5 days back to back, are very important for ritual significance for the Pentarchy and the cult of St. Pfulora. So the Sensory Antiquarian essentially have strong-armed the last elite powers that possibly could have resisted them into an agreement that allows them to maintain their hierarchy in the world while continuing for the mass subjugation of individuals. And as postmen, and a scraggly bunch at that, you look around your campsite. You see Glemma and Knock Knock, refugees, netherfolk from Agrost. You see Captain Granolthy, one arm, disgraced, kind of useless. You see Squeefa, kidnapped by pirates, reverse kidnapped by postmen, just happy to be here. None of you are heroes. And then you all look at Sam. And you all see the one thing that you all really, really need right now.
Why are you all looking at me? Do I have something on my face?
Just thinking out loud. What if all those nether folk, the ones that finally decided to stand up for themselves and say, you know what? I'm sick of this. A lot of them ran away, just like Glemma and Knock Knock. Maybe they're all out here looking for something, looking for someone to help. I don't know about all of you, but the last person I thought could help, Captain Soggy Boots, well, he wasn't up to much. Nothing but sipping grog and waking up and burning the midnight fish oil. Heck, Salty Squirter didn't even move until you guys showed up. We've been docked in the water for a month. The whole world's falling apart. The darkness is making everyone kind of crazy. Not me, though.
No, you're right as rain.
Yeah, I'm resilient.
Yeah, very healthy.
I think at that, Apollo is going to reach into his bag, and I think everybody would see him pull out his handbook as he starts rifling through some pages. He's like really flipping through. You can see like he's pretty intently looking for something. And I think he would look up to the rest of his compatriots and ask them if they still have their handbook available. And while they look and or retrieve whatever they may be doing, Apollo would look to Sam and go, You said King Kaiser's never said anything about the way forward?
Not that I recall.
And with that, Apollo would lay his handbook down in front of everybody and point out near the end where his handbook specifically says, capitalized, as he notices for the first time, it says, the way forward should benefit all creatures, and immediately after that says, the road is wide enough for anyone to walk the way forward. So if King Kaiser never said that, why is the way forward so important in our handbook?
And who wrote the foreword to Apollo's edition of the Postman's Code?
Let's see. This mine was written by Imperial Consort, Confidant of Pfulora, Ajorian II, House of Snipsmith.
Oh, Snips. Oh, oops. I'm reading from the wrong one. Meatbone picks up Everard's copy of the Postman's Code, which he had left behind. And, oh, look at this! The foreword was by the Grand Auditor of the Censor Antiquarian, Samuel Pius Asperilian V.
Oh,
That's like your great-great-great-grandfather, huh?
Yes. Wow. Let me see that. Sam, having assumedly only read maybe the third edition of the Postman's Codex,
There we go.
maybe rifles through this. I don't understand this. I don't get along very well with my father, and I never met my grandfather. But he is not one for ritual or magic. My father is an accountant and a cattleman. He's a rancher. He's the furthest from a cult that anyone could be.
I mean, surely we can't chalk this up to coincidence, right?
No, I suppose not. I don't know. I don't like that this has something to do with me and my family.
Hey.
I've already got like familial issues. The last thing I need is some occult cult stuff in it. Oh my goodness. I need a second. And Sam like goes and gets his water skin and gets a drink of cold water.
I think Apollo would look to everybody else and kind of ask them. I mean, what about you guys? We kind of figured at the start of this everybody got different information, but does every handbook contain something about the way forward? Like, are we sitting on a key to something that we have totally underestimated this whole time?
Maybe. It only mentions the way forward twice, in the very beginning and the very end, and they both say that the gilded path is the way forward. And then a mention of a timeshare, but Fufupa wrote mine, so.
That's a terrible deal. Don't take those. I fell for it once a while ago. Horrible idea. I'm still paying it off.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah, so Ace has pointed out that encoded in each of the editions of the Way Forward, the Postman's Code, there are mentions to this thing, the Way Forward. it's all kind of in passing. A lot of it is sort of left open-ended, almost as if the person writing it just sort of assumed whoever was reading it knew what they were talking about. But you guys know, if the second edition was written by the great-great-great-grandfather of Sam, the first edition's even older than that. Hundreds of years have passed. Something got lost along the way. And maybe it has to do with the skies of shadow. And maybe it's the last wagon of postmen knowingly heading to their deaths that have a chance to figure it out. And with that, I think we'll end the session there.
I have so many questions.
So, I want to say a very big thank you to Jacob for jumping in last minute. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm glad we were able to dig into some of this stuff. I know we had a couple of breaks, couple of skip sessions. Really happy to be playing with you guys again. I needed this. So thank you so much. I have been Beast, your DM. I can be found on the Bonus Moms Tavern Discord, where we host all of our socials. We do D&D games. We have many different channels, a variety of topics, video games, crafting, just hanging out. A lot of great people. Come on down, check out the Discord, and give us a shout if you're interested. So I think what we'll do is, if everyone can please say who you were, who you played, and if you would like to be found on the internet, we will start with Bonus Dad.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be here and play tonight. Thanks to everybody that tuned in, and thanks to all of my castmates here, table mates. I'm Bonus Dad, known as Bonus Dad. My spouse and I have a live stream called Bonus Mom 70 on TikTok from about 9-ish to about 11-ish weekday mornings. I usually come on about 10:30, sing a song or two, read some poetry, share some stories. I always read an Uncle Wiggily story. And if you don't know who Uncle Wiggily is or what Uncle Wiggily stories were like, Uncle Wiggily Long Ears, yeah, please tune in and find out. We have a lot of fun. And so if you want to find us, it's Bonus Mom 70 on TikTok. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you,
And
Bonus Dad. Oh, yes,
I
please.
played Carrick Nail, Nailo, otherwise known as Nail for short, a Gray Valley High elf rogue.
And a brief stand-in as the Purple Predator. Thank you, Bonus Dad. Up next, Ace. Who are you? Who'd you play? And would you like to be found on the internet?
Yeah, I'm Ace. Today I played Apollo. You can find me on the internet, usually around Bonus Moms Tavern's Discord. Usually I'm running a handful of games. I've had a lot on my plate recently, so that's kind of been on hiatus. I do hope to get back into it before too long and get some things going. But yeah, keep an eye out for games there. Like I said, I'm hoping to get it posted soon-ish. Just had a lot going on recently, but hoping my schedule's going to clear up here in the near future. So
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Up next, Synovia. Who are you? Who'd you play? And would you like to be found on the internet?
Once again, hi everyone, I am Synovia, and tonight I played Catalina, the half-orc fighter. I can be found on most places on the internet under Flannel. I like the pattern, I like the shirts. And that's about it.
Wonderful. And finally, Jacob. Please, round us out.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jacob. It's me. I'm back again, and I left, and I'm back again, and I'm here. thank you guys so much for having me. I played Sam Asbarellian the Ninth. I'm so happy to be here. I love the setting. I love this campaign.
I have been slowly catching up with the VODs, and I'm so happy to be here and to get to be a part of this. You can find me also in the Bonus Mom Discord, as have we met. I don't do much, if anything, in there. But you can also find me in Hammer and Pixels Twitch chat. I tend to drop in, hang out. You can find me in the comments and here. Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll find me in more places than in the future, but probably not until my schedule clears up. And hopefully, who knows? Maybe I'll be back for next session.
Who knows?
Depending.
We can hope. We can hope, Jacob. Everyone wish Jacob the best on his school exams coming up. And I wish all of you the best, my lovely players. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. And we'll find out if we have any, if Jacob will be able to come back in a couple of weeks, if we have new cast members to rotate in and out. It's crazy times. Who knows what's going to happen as we all walk the way forward in our own way. So we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Boom.